what I'm hearing from people, they just want me to go rip things apart.
But I think genuine reviews, I don't think will ever be very far away from what audience thinks.
I wish they would give me an opportunity to do something more. Then just scream.
When they like a film, they'll call me after watching it. If they don't like it, they don't call me.
Okay, they might just message. Good job.
They don't call.
That's what they don't
So
call.
I'm like, okay, it didn't work. It didn't work. They didn't like it.
Hi guys, this is Himesh and welcome to Pinkvilla. Today we have with us two very special guests, Sunny Deol sir and Dulquer Salmaan, who are all gearing up for the release of Chup. Welcome to Pinkvilla, guys. It's lovely having you here firstly.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
My first question is to Sunny sir. So, from Betab till Chup, how do you view your journey and how has your approach to acting evolved over the period of time? Because over here we see a very different side of you. Of course, you are angry, but there's certain amount of subtlety in it. So,
I think I've done quite a lot of that earlier on also, and I think I've not done that much of cinema over the years, but I think the work which I have done, which had all these kind of things, has kept me relevant now. That's why I'm doing films, and these are the kind of subjects I keep looking for, where I get to do things and characters a little different, and I think that's what it is basically. And Balki sir came with this project, and it is very interesting. And Dulquer has got a great character, and I'm sure he's done a great job of it. And I think we always wanting something original, and we want something. I've always been fed up of making remakes and doing films here and there. Ek aadhi ki hogi, but I prefer to do something which is fresh and let us discover. Let's see what it turns out to be, rather than and most of the time when we do remakes also, they turn out very messy because the film which was made had a soul and had everything to it, and somehow we missed that out on that thing. But over the period of time, definitely the cinema has been evolving, and I just always feel, when I came into the industry, I felt the cinema in the 60s and 70s was far better. I think that's the kind of a scenario one keeps feeling, as time goes by. You just feel maybe earlier on there was too much connectivity with the country, the connectivity with our society, the connectivity with what we are and what it is, and that would reflect in our films. And as time goes by, things start changing, and one has to change according to what time is today. Today everything is so digital, everything is so fast, everything is like a fast food. And we have to see that the fast food is also tasty and healthy
and fresh.
Absolutely. And Dulquer, you come from the Malayalam film industry, which is known to make some of the finest thrillers of Indian cinema. How do you view thriller as a genre, and what got you on board Chup? Because I'm sure you must have been offered so many thrillers from directors over there since you are working there. So,
no, I've been a part of some in my career also. But I found it very interesting. I heard the script during lockdown. So it was like a Zoom narration with Balki sir. And so as soon as he reached out to me, we all know his filmography and the kind of cinema he's done. So I was expecting it to be something along his style of film. Slice of life or something. And then he told me this idea, and I was like, wow, what? It's so different from what he's done. And I love that. I love that he was pushing himself into unknown territory. And so I genuinely wanted to be a part of this. And across these industries that I hear, narrations and scripts from from 4 languages, I found this to be so different and so unique. I think it's definitely one of the most interesting scripts I've read in a very long time. I think it's a very bold film to make. Also, it's such a great subject matter. I wish I could tell you more without revealing stuff, but I think when you watch the film, you'll get it. It's a solid film.
But talking of thrillers, you both have done thrillers in your career. What are the factors that the two of you look into while selecting the script for a thriller?
I don't look at factors or anything. A kahani hoti hai, if you hear it, you like it. I'm on my instincts. If I like it, I do it. If I don't like it, I don't like to analyze it, because your brain has given you the answer in a fraction of a second. Why do you want to analyze it?
True, I don't think any of us can sit and break it down and check if it ticks all the boxes and stuff. I think we just go with
the flow.
Your instinct, you feel this is a great story, and then hope everything else falls into place.
And how did you react when you got to know that Sunny sir is playing the cop over here? And
I was thrilled. I was so excited. We've always been a fan of Sunny sir, and so many actors you watch on screen when you're younger. I never imagined I'd become an actor. So for me, then to actually work with them, or see them, see their process, watch him, his craft, see how Sunny preps for a scene, or how he's performing. It's hard sometimes to be a co-actor or like be like a student and just observe. I loved it. I was so excited when I heard it, and I think the first day that I was going to meet him on set was a big moment for me, and I was quite like nervous and excited. And when Balki sir like introduced us, he was so warm, he's so lovely, and I think whenever his scenes are being shot, like all of us will assemble, all the like me, Shreya, the writers, all of them, Raja Sen, all of, we always assemble just to watch him perform. So yeah, super exciting.
And Sunny sir, you are one of the last of the actors of Hindi cinema whose voice has an identity. When you scream, everyone knows that Sunny Deol ka voice hai. How do you view that? Even in the trailer, when the first poster was out, you scream Chup, and we know it is Sunny Deol.
I don't think that's me.
That's been a nice, interesting mystery actually.
Anyway, it is basically what I don't know. It's just क्या हो जाता है कि over the period of time, people का कुछ image बन जाता है, and we take it further along, and उसी चीज़ पे फिर लोग करते रहते हैं. I wish they would give me an opportunity to do something more than just scream.
And talking of image, you both have been in the industry for so long. How easy or difficult is it to break through a certain image?
I think it is a subject which comes. It's a subject which gives you an image. If you don't get a subject, you can't break it because you can't do it because you're playing a character. So कहानी होती है, उसके अंदर character क्या होता है, उसी के हिसाब से आदमी का image बनता टूटता है. And fortunately or unfortunately, I would say, for me it's unfortunate. I always want something new to come in, something which they would want to see me or would come to me, which I would love to grind into it. But ज़्यादा करके because of the commercial element, you get things which are more of मारो तोड़ो और ये करो वो करो, and so that's what it is. But I'm fortunate enough. I'm getting some more subjects which will be interesting.
And Dulquer, for you?
But like sir said, it's very typical of for us to kind of, when makers or producers, they see you in a certain genre or you in a certain type of character working, then more and more films are conceived with that in mind. Or every time there's a subject like that, they immediately come to you. So it's like it's not so easy to break out of it, because sometimes even though it's the same genre and similar character, there's a great film in there, and then you can't say no to that. So you do tend to kind of being in a certain zone, and it's tough to break out that. You can't just break into a different genre just because that's your goal and do a bad film. So it's tricky.
You have to strike a fine
balance. You have to find great cinema, great makers, and want to break your image. And so, which is why I think when Chup came, we were all happy to on board.
And Sunny sir, which film, according to you, has been that one which wherein you stepped out of your comfort zone as an actor, or which when pura bheed chalta and in that film came like a breeze of fresh air?
I think I started off my career like that, and I've always been on that way. I never, when we came in, I came into the industry that time. My dad was there, Midji was there, Shatruji, all these actors were there who were, and the cinema was of a different genre. And I come with Arjun, I come with Betab, Dakat, and all this Yatim, and all that cinema was very different. It was youth, and it was completely different. And I was enjoying doing it, and I was fortunate enough because the directors and the writers were looking at something on that side, and they found me and I found them, and we kind of moved ahead with it. So that's why it's always it's very मुश्किल से कोई कहानी अच्छी मिलती है, subject मिलता है जिसके अंदर where you can really you just go into it and you're scared but you want to do it because you want to unfold yourself and find out, am I there or am I not there? And that's the beauty of that's how I see cinema. I don't see it any other way.
And so this film, the core concept of the film is around film critics. How do you view the critic reviews?
I think they're doing their job, whatever they have to do. Like we're doing our acting, they have got the rights to say good, bad about us. And I think, like I said earlier on, also, initially when you come into this field, you get very touchy and emotional about it. You want to get angry and you want to do something about it. And then slowly you start understanding, okay, don't take it so seriously. Just move with yourself.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think I'm just in that stage in my career where I'm feeling a little more secure as an actor. Like I feel like I could be here a little longer. Like when you first start out, you don't know what's going to happen and whether you'll be a failure or like whether you'll stop getting offers in film. So when they criticize you that early in your career, it's very scary. So I've had those very angry moments, also thoughts in my head. But now, like, I think I've slowly made my peace with it. That, like you said, they're doing their job, we do ours. But I do try to, like, but I tend to kind of focus on the negatives. It affects me, like, it upsets me, but I think it also helps me sort of become better. Like, you know, I want to then prove them wrong, or I want to do things they say I can't do. So I think there's something that I find healthy in it also.
Basically, healthy criticism is...
It is good. I mean, if you're always being praised, I don't know how much.
I think you yourself are your own critic, if you ask me frankly.
Yeah.
I mean, I know where I've done bad and I know what I'm not doing right. You know it, you know. You don't need anybody to tell you. You just want them to shut their eye and not see it and overlook it and go ahead. But when they say certain things which is not there and going on the other track, then you understand, okay, there's no point putting your brain into it. Just move ahead.
But you know, this is a common question for both of you. Actually, two questions combined. Number one, we all have a critic in life. Critic in it can't be a film critic. I'm saying any person whose opinion we look after to. Who is that person for the two of you? And secondly, on the film front, do you feel critic reviews have in the history of Indian cinema have impact on how the film runs? Because I was speaking to Anil Sharma sir once, and he said there were people who said Gadar was a bad film, this, that, and it is the biggest blockbuster that we have seen over here. So
I think for me, I look up to my parents or my friends, which are very close to me, because they will be actually they know me, so they will, and they will not talk from any other point of view, but they would talk from what they feel was not there and what you are capable of. So I think that is something which is the main thing for me. And that's what values I value more, my dad, or because my dad is a great critic. My mom and all are not, because beta hai to sab cheez achhi hai. Then there are my friends who are very close to, because that's how we have been with each other. So then if they say something, they also know why they're saying it, and you know what it is. So that's what matters to me the most.
And Dulquer, for you?
We started promotions today together, but so many things that sir says is so relatable for me. But yeah, I think I value what my parents think. Very typically, like, you know, we'll watch the film at home, and I'll always sit behind my dad.
Okay.
Because he doesn't tell me openly, he won't give me comments and stuff. But if I'm sitting behind him and I see him reacting to certain scenes, like, that's exciting for me. But like friends, family, like my wife is very good at telling me if a film worked for her or not. And I think she's generally quite honest that way.
Okay.
So I think my personal life will be them that I would say are the right critics. There are friends of mine who tell me, or who do certain things like, when they like a film, they'll call me after watching it. If they don't like it, they don't call me.
They might just message, good job.
They don't call.
So they don't call.
So I'm like, okay, it didn't work, they didn't like it. So I guess you find these sort of people you trust and like certain systems that you work with every film.
And the second one, do reviews and the audience reception or the box office collections, according to you, have any correlation through the history? Like,
I don't think it is that much of a thing because, you know, I mean, an actual cinegoer is not looking at the review, and a cinegoer sees the trailer and wants to go to the cinema hall because he wants to go there and get lost and get that film intoxicate him, and he has to come out with that intoxication. And that's what one goes to see this film for, not what somebody else is saying, what I want to go and feel. And they can gauge it from the trailer, and when you and that's the beauty of the cinema, basically.
I think the audience always knows. They know way before
anyone else.
Anything we put out of the film also. I feel like people just have a sense of which films are going to be good, which films they want to watch. And then with the material we put out, we're just telling them, hey, this is the film, and you know, we're coming out on such and such a date. But I think genuine reviews, I don't think will ever be very far away from what audience thinks. So anything that sounds very off, like, you know, a terrible review for a great film or a great review for a bad film, that's something wrong there.
That's something wrong with it.
So I
think something wrong there.
So I don't think anyone can influence the audience to decide what.
And then there are certain films, you know, at times they don't work. It's not because they were bad or anything. Sometimes it's just a season. Somehow, you know, there was not that way for it, and it didn't. And then afterwards, a person sees it on the digital here.
They find love for it.
They start liking it, and they say, "Why didn't we see it?" So I always say, you know, do good work, and the work will be there, even if it's not in the cinema. It will be appreciated, but just don't stop being positive about it.
And Sunny sir, you know, after Chup you have a mammoth. I call it a tiger. That is Gadar, wherein you return as Tara Singh. Excited? What are the pressures of taking such an iconic film forward and playing Tara Singh again?
Well, it was a difficult task to start off with, but what I'm hearing from people, they just want me to go rip things apart.
Yeah.
And there's an entire new generation you have to introduce this to.
I hope I at least satisfy them.
There's going to be all these kids like, after 2000s are going to be like, I'm going to rip things apart.
Yeah, I mean, there'll be so many. I want to see it on the big screen.
Yeah.
Like, I missed the experience of seeing Gadar on theatre. So, yeah.
I think they should sometime put that across so that, the today's generation or the other generation could see that and judge for themselves what it was.
Yeah.
I think after this, they should do a revisit.
Gadar, yes. And last couple of questions. Dulquer, is there any film of yours that you feel deserves a sequel or warrants a sequel?
I've generally been one to shy away from sequels and remakes and stuff. Yeah. But I guess some films, like I did a heist film in Tamil called Kannum Kannum Kollaiyadukkal.
Oh yes, I loved it.
I think that's got, because you can use those 4 characters and you can use this heist genre and play with that.
Yeah.
I think that's got possibility.
And Sunny sir, according to you, like which other film of yours you have done a Ghayal and a Gadar?
No, there are lots of films, but what happens is I always used to, because initially I used to see, always have been a Hollywood fan, and there used to be so much of those part 2, part 2, but it's again the writing which is the key thing.
Yeah.
We kind of mess up when we do a part 2 of anything. And they just take it for granted. So that is the problem with part 2s and all. It's always the writing. If the writing is good, it could be the part 2.
Yeah.
If the writing is not good, you're just doing it because of the sake of doing it.
So you're confident about the part 2 that you're doing?
Oh yeah, definitely. Because whomever I meet, they want to see something, and I'm sure we are giving them that thing.
When is that coming out?
I was supposed to finish it now, but now I'm going to start shooting from end of October, and by December we should be through.
Okay, so early next year release?
Yeah.
Awesome,
Nice.
can't wait.
And Dulquer, what next for you after Chup?
For Hindi, I have Guns and Gulabs, the web series with Raj and DK. I think that's coming early next year again. I'm going to jump into a big Malayalam action film, and then some stuff in Tamil, as usual. Like,
Tamil, Telugu, everywhere. You're there in all industries.
Yeah.
And Sunny sir, what next for you apart from Gadar?
I'm doing a couple of more films. They're on the pipeline, and I'll be shooting a couple of them right now. Because initially I was not doing many films. I've just started now, and just hunting for like a newcomer for some new subjects to come across.
Yeah. And can we expect a reunion with Rajkumar Santoshi? That's a combo which we all want.
I know we all want it. I also want it. He also wants it. But somehow I don't know why it's not happening. We do meet up, and I don't know anything, because we challenge each other a lot when we're working, and we like not to do the same thing, and then we try to discover something new.
Yeah.
But let's hope, there are a couple of subjects which we keep talking about. I hope they do materialize.
And Sunny sir, just one question struck my mind. Your father Dharamji, he's my all-time favorite actor. At my home, in my pastime, I keep watching his old films on Amazon, at all the platforms. He's working even now. How motivating is that for you? He's shooting for a film, and
I know, but you see, to me, my dad, I've got the idol at home. To me, I always, बोलते हैं अपना father इसलिए आप ऐसे बोलते हैं, but I think he's the only actor who has given you all variety of cinema characters, and they've all been successful. Let it be Satyakam, let it be Chupke Chupke, let it be Sholay, let it be Pratigya, let it be Phool Aur Patthar, Anupama, all kind of different genres. That's why I say, I wish I was in that area, that period, because there's so much of variety, and there's so much of talent in writing, and everything was so much there that, and they used to do so many films in a day. They'd be shooting so many films over the years. But just imagine how good the director and the writing was, that the actor would be sticking to the character. And there were no scripts given to you.
It was
we had nothing written and given to us. It was just, that time it was just kahani suni, and there you are. It's all there. Abhi to hum log itni bind script karke dete hain, phir bhi we can't make anything close to what the historians have done. That's what I just wish, I always keep thinking, something good will come and we will do it also.
He's also quite active on social media.
He's very active. He enjoys it. He
I
loves
love
it.
seeing his...
He keeps interacting with everyone, keep replying to everyone, wishing everyone, blessing everyone.
Yes, that's motivating indeed. Yes.
Yeah. My dad is.
Perfect, sir. Thank you so much. It was lovely speaking to both of you, and good luck for Chup.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Hi, this is Dulquer Salmaan.
Hi, this is Sunny Deol, and you're watching us on
Pinkvilla.